Hello, you guys. I'm Keitra Sherrill with Lavish Legacy. We're all about our business, uplifting and empowering women, and entrepreneurship. So today I want to go over a few tips with you about what you would need when you're communicating with your manufacturers, what you would need to ask them and request to get an understanding. So tip number one, basically you would want to make sure that your manufacturing company that you're going to be dealing with, whether it's a lash company, hair company, what have you, mirror company, what have you, whatever business that you are in, you want to make sure that the manufacturer is at least in business, I would say 10 or more years. Now you can do 7 years is fine, and I would even say maybe 5 years, but 5 years you really have to dig deep and find out about the company and make sure they're on a scale to continue to be open. But I would say, at least 7 to 10 years. Just make sure that you find out the location of the company, where they're located, if they have a WhatsApp app, if they have a number that you can call if you want to Skype with them. You would need to make sure that you do all of that research. You want to make sure that the business is a stable business, a business that has been around, that people have been using. Just do your research on that. Tip number two, ask for like a analyst report. I think it's called an analyst report. It's a report that they do annually. It's like an inspection that they do for the company. You can ask them for that. I have asked my manufacturers for that and they had no problem giving it to me. So if you have any manufacturers that have a problem with giving you that, I probably wouldn't want to deal with them or use them or anything. The details in it will be how they would keep their manufacturing company going. Have things about the hygiene and how much bacteria is in there and different things like that. But it'll give you a whole list of things and the percentages of what's going on in that company's building or manufacturing company, and you can determine whether you would like to work with that manufacturer or not. Tip number three, you want to ask your manufacturer what type of materials, let's say if you're talking about the lash business or hair business, you want to ask what type of materials that they use as far as the hair, the faux mink or the regular mink or human hair. You want to ask them if they have premium materials, or is it animal fur or human hair. Just different materials. You want to make sure that you know what your clients are getting, and make sure that your clients are getting whatever it is, that it's quality material. And so you would definitely want to ask them that, and ask them to send you a list of the materials. It doesn't hurt to ask for things, okay? You never know until you ask, okay? So yes, ask for that. Tip number four, ask what type of payment methods that they use. You want to make sure that they use something that's compatible with your website, PayPal, credit card, debit card method of paying. Also Stripe, they have different payment methods, and then you can find some in other countries as well. But TT, I'm not sure what that is. I have to go back and look at it, but nobody really hardly uses that. Also the Western Union, people can be skeptical of using Western Union. I believe some people that are higher up in their advancement in their business, when they have had relationships or made relationships with other countries, they may trust each other and they may use that at that point. But if I were you, I would stay away from that, especially if you're doing a startup, and then you can check that out later if you'd like to. But the regular payments, credit card, debit card, payment methods, Stripe, PayPal, things like that. Tip number five, ask for a price list. Make sure you ask for your price list and make sure that what you're getting is the price that it is. You want to make sure of that. I've talked to some manufacturers and I've asked for price lists and I've looked over it, and I've negotiated with them to get a lower price on certain items, because if you don't ask, like I said before, if you do not ask, you will not get. So yeah, just make sure that you ask for a price list, and then anything is negotiable. All they can do is say, no, we're not able to do it because this or that. But I have negotiated and I have gotten a low price on some of the items that I have ordered. Tip number 6, make sure you ask the MOQ, which is the minimum order quantity. That is very important. You may want lash boxes that you want them to do for you, a design on them for you. You may want them to provide that for you. You may want them to provide the lashes or hair or what have you. So what you need to do is know the minimum order quantity for all of those different things, and know what is their minimum order quantity and what is the price for a minimum order quantity. The price is different for samples. Samples may be higher when you order samples, and then the minimum order quantity, depending on what it is. If it's 500, it could be a certain amount. If it's 1,000, it'll be less. You will pay less than what you would pay for 500 MOQ. So you would be best to ask them what is the minimum order quantity for any items that you would be getting from them. Also, make sure in a nice but stern way that you let them know exactly what you want up front after they give you the answer to what you're asking. And just let them know up front, even before then, what you want. And then after they tell you exactly how things work, then you put in what you want. Okay, you're the one that is buying from them. You're the one that they need to service you. And so you need to make sure that you go by what you need and what you want so that you can get it when you need it. Tip number 7, make sure that you ask when they will be able to ship everything. Make sure you know the time of shipment. Make sure that you have all of that in order, you guys, because you want to make sure that you're able to get, order ahead of time if you can. So if you know your launch date and when you want to launch, the approximate date that you would want to launch, you want to make sure that you get your order in, because sometimes some manufacturers may take, it may take 2 months. Some of them you may not want to use those, and sometimes you may have to because they have the best quality. But sometimes it could take a month or 2 months for them to get what you need to you. And so you would want to order, early as possible. Some may take a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, what have you. But you want to make sure, in whichever way it goes, you want to make sure that you order ahead of time so that you will be on time for when you want to launch. Okay, just make sure of that, you guys. I am out of here. I hope y'all have gotten some good ideas and tips from me, letting you know I can't even talk today, y'all. I am actually letting you know the different things that I have been asking, and of course I've probably asked a lot of more questions than what I've said on here, but I just want to come on to you guys and give you some tips of what to ask and be firm and stern on in asking, so that you can get what you deserve and what you need, so that you can go forward in your business the best professional way that you can. Okay, so I'm out of here, you guys. You have a good day. Bye.